Been working with the HX Outdoors tactical knife. HX Outdoors sent this to me for review. We did a review on it, and then I've been wanting to use it for a while, and I have for a few weeks. Used it under different conditions. One of the things that I don't like on this is I don't like the strap up here, mainly because I find it unnecessary and it gets in the way. And it's unnecessary because the Kydex sheath on this, as I had reviewed earlier, is wonderful. It's a very good fit, no rattle, and so I've taken this top strap and just folding it behind to hold that in place. I also want to tell you, I find that when I put this on a belt and I hung it right here, it was too stiff, it was too high up for me to access easily, and too ergonomically straight. It was out of alignment with my arm, and I couldn't find a good place for that to work. I like dangling knives. I like years ago when dangling sheaths became the kind of the fashion, and so I took this. I've done this with other fixed blade knives that I like to work with in the yard. I took this clip and I put that on here, and I would carry this like this. I want to show you this, and I like this belt loop right here. I put that on the belt loop. That drops it down a little bit. It angles it forward just a little bit, but the drop down puts it in a better position for my hand to grab and to use and to put it back into place. But I did find that this whole rig was kind of heavy. I would be working around the yard, and this was a little bit heavy and a little bit awkward to deal with. And I found at Home Depot not too long ago these Nite Ize S-binder clips. This is stainless steel. It was only $2.50, less than $3. And so this is a lighter weight. This is overkill here. That's for I don't know, holding back elephants or something. And I went to put this on the sheath. I might long term actually alter the whole leather. I tried to take this off to see what I could do, but I didn't like where that went, so I don't mind this. But anyway, I got it to a point where I could just put that right there, and now that dangles at a more comfortable angle and level for me, and I like using it like that. So I wanted to show you those modifications I made. And they're not major modifications. I didn't exactly alter anything. But putting that strap in the back and putting it on a hook to dangle with, and I'm just using them in the yard. I have a fair-sized yard, and I have a lot of trees, and I have a lot of yard work that I end up doing, and so I like having a fixed blade knife with me. So second thing, I was using my smoker, and I needed to create some smaller wood chips. I don't buy wood chips. I use the wood that I have available here. My favorite for smoking, by the way, is oak. I know that that's not normal. Hickory is kind of weird to me, and mesquite is terrible, and pecan is a little bit like hickory, but I like oak. Anyway, I cut up my own chunks of wood, and I needed to baton those down into small chunks that I could get in my smoker container properly. And so I was using this for that. I think it was actually some hickory chunks that somebody had given me that I was down reducing in size. Super easy to baton. I could have done it with a butter knife, but this is what I had on hand. I did find this, and this is something I want to comment on. The batoning that I was doing, I found this knife that got a little heavy. This is a bulky knife. I also used it for cutting up a bunch of cardboard that I ended up having, had to replace an appliance, and got a large box, and I needed to reduce the cardboard in size, and so I pulled this out and I just started reducing the cardboard, and I didn't count the number of pieces of cardboard I cut and all of that, but I was pleased with the edge retention after cutting the cardboard. Obviously cardboard is notorious for being hard on an edge, and I have appreciated this knife. So I talk about it being heavy, but I also would tell you that the weight of it is one of its benefits when you need something heavy. It would chop well. The handle is maybe, I don't know how I would change the handle. Maybe a little awkward for chopping, but it fits my hand well. What I wanted to demonstrate, I'm going to try this. I hadn't tried this before. This is a chunk of oak that I had to cut out of my yard after some storm damage, and I am going to try to baton off of the corner of this. We're going to attack this thing, and I don't have any worry about the knife failing. See, and that's just straight grain oak. That's easy to do. I would tell you that holding this in my left hand is a little bit, the handle is just not necessarily designed for this, and I'm in agreement with some of our friends who comment on things like this. Hatchets are more appropriate, but when you don't have a hatchet, you do what you can do. And easy enough. So now I'm not saying I could have done that with a butter knife. I think I could have done some of this with a butter knife. And this blade does have a nice bulk to it. It has a nice thickness. I didn't get out my calipers to see how thick this was, but it is capable of doing a lot of the basics. So that, of course, goes down into the actual middle of this log. And so if I took this, give me a piece of oak. So let's try this, do some shaving with it. Look at that. Those are the kind of curls that you want for starting a fire. That's nice. That's nice. So I'm going to try something here. I'm going to try to save those curls by put those right there. Of course, if I did this on a stick, I wonder if I could do it on this piece of pecan. Get rid of this bark. There we go. I hate to have my hand in the way. There we go. Split off a piece of this pecan. I can see that my curls wouldn't be, they're not real thin, but I like the edge on this from creating these curls. I do. And thanks for watching. I hope you'll subscribe and give us comments.